Every guy has Yeezy Chones. They're the lucky Chones. Salud. Salud over there. Yo. Oh. Got
Tyler's the most good-looking one.
okay. Cultura Los. Cultura Los. Hola Mi Gente. We're back again on another episode of
Raices NYC. And on this episode, we have
Carlos from Cultura Los. And what we do is we pretty much just highlight small Latino businesses around New York, regardless of the borough. What we want to do is just like showcase Latino culture, share the stories of business owners.
Before anything, I did want to shout out Chocolate because they let us
Yes,
show our podcast
yes,
here.
definitely.
So you might see them around.
Yeah, you're gonna see them pop up in the background making
Working.
faces. Yes, they make teas too. Those-
Mazapan latte,
Mazapan latte,
tea on a concha.
on a concha.
And the chocolate, which is the most popular drink. I
Yes,
believe
yes.
it's chocolate and coffee combined in one.
You do videos to support small businesses. What made you also, think of the name Cultura Los?
Let's start with the second half. The second half is my nickname, right? So my name's Carlos. All my friends call me Los. And when you add Cultura in front of it, we're sharing the culture within the Latino community. And if you look at the logo as well, like it's the Mexican flag and it's the Ecuadorian flag. It's pretty much a combination of what we want to highlight and my nickname as well. We want to just be able to create an audience first and like showcase our culture. Right now it's primarily Mexican and Ecuadorian, but I have done some Puerto Rican businesses. A lot of people reach out to me to try and do other cuisines as well, like Salvadorian, Guatemalan, maybe even Dominican. That's a goal for now.
That's down the line.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think it makes sense, because I don't know if the people know, but Carlos is Mexican and Ecuadorian. And so that's the reason why he is really in that, in that culture, just because he wants to support something that's close to home.
Yeah, I think it's also has to do with the topic of discussion in society right now. With the current administration, it's more so like trying to shine a certain group of people in a negative light. Our TikTok page started in August of 2025, but it wasn't around when Trump got elected where we were like, okay, we gotta like speed it up and like make more videos, highlight the local community, protect the community. I remember I texted my parents in a group chat, my whole family actually, and I was like, yo, like, this sucks. Like, this person got elected again. Through these videos, we'll highlight that our people are nice, right?
Yeah,
People are kind.
highlight it and positive.
Positively, right? To try and counteract all the negative light that was being, and it's currently still being shunned, right, in our community.
So you do also do promos for small businesses. You also have, your work life. You teach dance class. You teach, a la gente como bailar, tu mover el cuerpo.
Yeah.
How are you just managing everything?
Well, I really like to take my life like on a day-to-day basis. I definitely need to be better at planning. Luckily, fortunately, my 9 to 5, I work from home, but even that has gotten heavy, right? Because like I have a lot of client calls. I work in advertising, by the way, but throughout the years, the workload has gotten progressively like worse, I guess. Just take things day by day. During my lunch break, I edit videos. After work, I go out and like try and shoot more videos. And dancing, fortunately, shout out Nando. It's Nando's World. He gave me a spot to be able to pretty much teach salsa on Mondays. And also, that was because of Cool Marks. So thank you, Cool Marks, as well. A quick shout out there. It's definitely a lot, but on the weekends is where you like kind of unwind and recharge for the next week. When we first started the videos, we pretty much kind of went into random locations. But now it's more so people reach out to us. They're like, oh, can you stop by? Like, and then it's trying to figure out what day works, what they want to talk about, how long that takes. Depends on the week, on how that goes. Yeah.
Your parents also actually own a business. Do you want to tell the people a little bit about that?
My parents own a flower shop in Hell's Kitchen, and they have been there for 30 years.
Wow. Congratulations to them. Very cool.
Yeah, it's been a long time. At 30 years, a lot can happen, right? You go through so much in 30 years.
The pandemic.
2008 recession, economic crash. When I was a kid, I was 12 at that time.
Yeah.
But that was when I realized, oh shit, like my parents are struggling right now. In 2008, when the economy crashed.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic was also another one, right?
Yeah.
Especially flower shop during the pandemic, like how people no one's outside, like how do you?
Yeah, how do you? So, man.
Definitely a lot of struggles that kind of tie into financial issues, family dynamics sometimes. Whenever I focus on a video and like I highlight a place, I'm always like with the intention of like, you know, this is kind of like my parents too, right? Like
You understand what the business is going through. You understand because you've seen it. You know, you've seen through
lived
the
through
story.
it.
You live through everything. You know the vendors and all of that too. You know how much work are they doing, and they do it every day too. I myself, as a 10-year-old, was a street vendor selling elotes and all of that, and agua fresca.
Where at?
In Washington Heights.
Oh shit.
So speaking about Washington Heights, you grew up in Washington Heights. No?
I did.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Shout out Washington Heights with my hat in over here.
Shout out Alto Manhattan. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Washington Heights, 187, Broadway. Went to middle school on 187, get 187. So, yeah, you know, like especially around that time, you were like probably the only Mexican kid there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Washington Heights doesn't not really a Mexican community known at all. Like there was people, like there was community there, but we're always very quiet. I'll say, like we just do our thing.
Observe, where like we observe.
Yeah, we just observe. But now we coming out. we have a voice. We're showing our voice.
Yeah, but I love Washington Heights. I know that there's like a few Mexican businesses up there now.
Yeah.
A lot of Mexican businesses opening up in Washington Heights. Huge shout out to them. I try to go up there when I can.
Yeah. How do you feel now that the Latino community is growing and it's been showing more? Especially the Mexican community that you're seeing. Because I'm like me and you, we grew up there. We know how it is. We know it wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It's nice because like when you go home, you're like, okay, it's like I have. If I'm not eating at home, I have like a few Mexican options to go and try out. I know in 2010 there was like a census out of Washington Heights that pretty much showcased that the Mexican community was growing in the Heights. So that's something to consider, given that it was like predominantly Dominican and Puerto Rican.
Yeah. It is called Little Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Yeah, Little Dominican.
Delicious food too.
Oh, yeah. Great.
You did grow up in Washington Heights, but since then, have you moved all over New York City?
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, the exposing he got left.
After the pandemic, I moved to Hoboken for a year.
Wait, hold up. What?
Oh.
Wait, what? Up north?
Traitor.
Scandal.
No, that's a funny story there. But one of my friends out of school, he reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, I'm moving. Do you want to move out? Try Hoboken for a year." And I was like, "This was after the pandemic, so I'm like, I'm down to try something new." And I lived in Hoboken for a year. But the minute I stepped in, I was like, "This isn't for me." But I had
He went in and then he went out.
all my friends were laughing at me because they're like, "He's already counting down the clock until he moves out." But,
Damn.
yeah, I mean,
Hoboken is not that far though. You take you get off at Wall Street, I think with the 8, and then from there you take the other train, and it takes you straight. I know.
But it's just such a different
Oh,
world.
hell yeah.
Hoboken,
Yeah.
and like, we're used to the noise. We're used to like the, livelihood.
Over
of
there
the
you get Michael
city.
Myers. That's it.
there's definitely noise. It's just not the noise you're used to. It's more like it's like like techno, house music. When I moved there, I realized that I'm learning salsa in Brooklyn, and I'm spending a lot of time in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to live here, but I'm spending my time in
Yeah.
New York.
He was like, whip out over here.
Yeah, so then after Hoboken, I moved to Bed-Stuy. So I'm in Brooklyn now.
Yeah. Let's start. How you like being there now? How long have you been there?
I've been there for like 2-3 years now.
Oh,
And I'm close to like 2 different neighborhoods, like Crown Heights, Ridgewood, Bushwick.
Everything.
I'm in the middle, and I'm off the A train too. So I grew up on.
So you could just go there and go home and go.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's
I
how
love
convenient
that.
it is.
You it's right.
Literally right there, I go in and out. Sadly, it's an hour, but
Yeah.
Just sit down, read a book.
Download a movie.
Edit your stuff.
Yeah.
Edit. Oh, edit. Yes,
Yep.
edit.
Yep.
Here I'm exposing myself. Yeah, you could be editing and you watching movies on the train.
I'm like, "Oh."
Ya me están regañando. Is there anywhere else you see yourself moving to in the future?
For now, I think I'm gonna stay until
Te cansas?
Or wherever your content takes you at this point, right?
Yeah,
Because we never know where that might lead
But
you.
it's honestly like Bedside's so calm.
Yeah.
Like it's quiet, and if I want Madre, I go to Bushwick.
Yeah.
Or I go to Ridgewood. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's more like bars.
No, yeah.
When I lived in Hoboken, I constantly found myself going back to Washington Heights. But now that I'm in Bedside, like comfortable, like I don't really go to the Heights that much anymore unless it's to see my parents.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you have so much, like so many organizations, especially teaching salsa and dancing. There's so many things that you have to like deal with. You know, there's a lot of content you have to do here as well.
Do you know how to dance salsa?
Me, just a little bit. I don't know how. I don't know how to lead.
She's
at
lying.
all.
She don't even know how to dance.
What about you?
No, salsa, nah. No. I've been wanting to go to one of your dance classes. If it's you teaching, I can ask questions like, how you do this?
Yeah.
He me va a regañar. No, I said like this. Move your hip.
He don't know how to move his hips.
I move my hips. I'm like Shakira.
Oh.
My hips don't lie.
Shakira now or Shakira when she first started?
Oh, what is the address of the dance studio where you're doing it now?
186 East 123rd Street off the 445 tree. Yeah.
And the days and time?
Monday at 7 p.m.
Gotcha. All right,
Beginner
perfect.
salsa. Beginner salsa.
So go ahead if you want to learn salsa. It serves as a way to move your body, mental health. But it's also, I think, a social thing.
It's so crazy because it'll open up so many doors to learn more about how many bailes there are for salsa in New York. A lot of events happening every single day of the week. It's so crazy because like I went to Toronto and other cities, they don't have that.
Yeah.
In New York, if you dance salsa. it's
Yeah,
very
they have so many events by the piers, Industry City. There's just so many
Industry
things for
City.
salsa. Yeah.
Especially now, like this is gonna be a salsa summer because of that money.
Oh yeah. You know, that's one of the reasons I also wish like I would really know how to dance salsa well, because you know those songs be hitting,
Yeah.
and just like my body want to be moving, but they don't know where to move.
We'll teach you, don't worry. My family, they don't dance.
Yeah?
I had to learn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing with me. Like, all my family are dancers, but I'm the only one. I was the black sheep. I had to learn how to dance cumbia, games, and I had to be self-teach myself. Teach
Oh, YouTube videos?
YouTube videos, yeah, or just try. You gotta just try it.
Broom?
With
Broom.
with the trapo.
With that trapo, bro. You went from learning to now teaching. What's the goal?
Yeah.
What's the end goal?
The goal, well, it's to continue to learn, right? Because
Yeah.
I teach on Mondays, but then I have a lot of other instructors that I look up to. Like one of them, Brianna Rios, she's amazing. I took some of her classes and she moves like crazy. I don't even know how, but yeah, the goal is to open up the door for more people. If you think about it, salsa, Mexicans, Ecuadorians, they don't really like dance salsa that much, but especially in New York. So if I can create like a safe space, just like a small community of salsa dancers that look like me, and one day that's been the case, and a lot. You should see the progress for like everyone that goes to that Monday class. 10 people come in week after week, they learn a little more and they get faster. It's beautiful. It's just about creating space and then learning the instruments too. Like the music introduced me to congas.
Yeah.
Clave.
Yeah, I've been seeing you now. You be like,
Yo.
yo, he went to like a Shadow Record event. He was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you went to the Record Museum too, right? They do a lot of salsa events as well. I remember where I went to.
Every time I see an instrument, like a congas, clave, cowbell, I always try to play.
You're like,
practice.
put me in, coach.
Yeah,
I go-
literally. Like I wish I could play percussion. That's fun.
Well, that's the goal for the salsa portion of what you do. But of course, you also have Cultura Los, which has gained a lot of popularity. What would you say would be the goal for that?
The goal of the page is just to continue to highlight small businesses, maybe do like special events at them where they can create like a unique menu. People can come try out the food for like a one-day special menu event. Aside from that, like just continue to speed up the production of the videos. I think that's where there's like a small delay. But yeah, that's the goal, to try and continue to help people, especially small business owners. Every video helps a place in some capacity, right? Cielo Deli Grocery, I did a video for them. They were going out of business, but then they had like a business insider person come through and like do another video for them. So it's like, if your video doesn't do much, someone else will see it and then their video will.
oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, always beautiful. Fun fact, Carlos was one of my models for last year's fashion show, Con Tiempo's first fashion show. Adi too. That's where we all got close and we all
Yeah.
became great friends.
That's where we all basically met and got a little bit closer. You had met Carlos even before
Yeah,
that,
we
right?
would have like small chats and all of that too, back and forth.
Yeah, I think I saw one of your videos online and I'm like, is that Washington Heights? 'Cause
Oh.
that-
Yeah. That's
That
when I
was
was
the
trying to do
first-
my little funny skits and everything
That was
too.
the first time I reached out to you, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, and that was before you started doing all of those food videos too, no?
I think I was just starting around.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you were also at a vending at Sunset Park.
Yeah. I was oh yeah,
So I-
because you met me as a vendor.
Yeah, we were at the same event where Estrellas de la Cumbia was.
Yeah. That's where we were. That yeah. Wow.
What a
Time goes.
throwback.
What a throwback.
Throwback.
My vendor days. Wow.
So me and you both met at the fashion show as we were working together, making sure hey, do your model pose, you know. But was that your first time modeling?
Yes, it was. I did photo shoots for friends. But
Yeah.
that's about it.
And just also knowing, like, again, we all met during that fashion show. We were all like in depth from there. Now after post fashion show, like Adi was saying, we're doing our own thing now.
Yeah.
We're all like trying to create videos, help the community, having our own creating safe spaces. And this is a common thing like now too that I hear like thank you for creating a safe space for like us to just interact, have fun, share like the same ideas, share different ideas. How do you feel about that now? There's more Latino creators here on this side, helping and supporting each other.
That was the initial stages of everyone that was present. But yeah, more and more like people get inspired by their surroundings, right? You surround yourself with people that are trying to creatively do something that similar to what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can feed off of each other's ideas.
Yeah. How do you feel now too that some people come up to you like, hey, what advice can you give me?
Yeah.
Me myself, I'm just like, whoa, like I don't think I'm there yet. I'm just like we do our best to do videos. We're glad it goes well. We do our best.
Yeah.
But you now too, like how do you feel when they ask you that question?
It feels good to be able to be asked that, like, hey, like any tips that you have, and I think you've seen it that I go on TikTok live a lot.
Yeah.
And
I just want to see your face.
Yeah, people that follow me, they usually tune in. Just being able to inspire and help someone else to do the same or something similar to what you're doing, just to kind of make it easier. Because when you're doing it, you learn a lot from your
Oh
mistakes,
yeah,
right?
because you don't have no one to tell you or help you out.
Yeah, and then when you can help make someone else's life easier, there's usually like small tips, especially if you're uploading videos. I think the main one is always get a mic. A microphone is usually the biggest.
Our little rinky dink.
No, but this is still a mic though.
No,
Yeah.
no. Yo, every mic, it's a different, gives you a different experience.
Yep.
Yeah, you start learning about sound quality, how it's the video too, the format,
Color grade.
color grade.
Oh my God, color grade, that's a whole different.
Yeah, imagine, yo, you gotta learn how to color grade sometimes. Puras fallas.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's a lot of learning. It's a huge process that you go through. I feel like we found out that the creative Latino side of it all is actually very small. A lot of creators end up knowing each other, like so everybody knows each other basically.
He giggled. He's like, it's true, it's true.
That fact that like everyone knows each other, it just means that like you're doing something. Like your work is it's functioning, right?
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it gets you to certain places.
Mm-hmm.
It gets in front of the eyes of people that are similar to you, and then usually there are also comparisons that are being held too. But they're
Oh,
usually,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're usually good comparisons, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So opening the doors to newcomers, I think is cool.
Yeah.
Like I think that should also be a goal.
No, definitely opening doors. It's just like it's beautiful. But now you also being the person like, hey, I helped this person. I opened the door for like this person, and you don't even know it. You're like, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Also like fashion show, some of the performers that performed it, they opened a lot of doors to them because they're like, who are these people? Like, what? How come no one gave them a chance? Adi always has the saying that anything you want is just right there. And you believe that too.
I believe so, right? Like, I definitely think that it's right there. You just have to, like, sometimes ask, knock on it twice.
Slam it.
Slap it over.
No,
Tell them
sometimes
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just gotta like push through.
Yeah.
Like, definitely opening the doors is the first part. Like, just being kind of persistent, being kind. I think that also helps. When I do a lot of these videos, a lot of the stories that the owners share, it's usually as a result of being a nice person, right? Like, there's this one spot in Williamsburg, Ecuadorian restaurant, Del Rocio. They were like, yeah, I used to come to this bar all the time after work, and I met the owner, and then one day I was like, hey, you have a backyard? Is it cool if I sell food in the backyard, right? Because the people that were there originally left, and it was open, and they just asked, and they gave it to them. So I'm like, it's simple as that. Like, just being kind,
Yeah.
making those connections, and asking them.
Yeah, take a
Yeah.
shot. The worst thing again, you can say no, or something like, yeah.
Yeah.
But now we want to get into a segment
Oh,
called
yeah.
Spooky Scary Time.
Yeah.
So is there a scary or paranormal activity that has happened to you?
Yeah, like in Hoboken, your casa, he's like, yo, I'm about to tell you.
In
Or even
Washington,
in Washington Heights, or even in your new place.
The scariest one that I remember vividly
Yeah.
happened like 4 years ago when I lived at home in Washington Heights.
Oh,
nah.
I was sleeping in a living room and I pretty much had a vision of La Virgencita like hovering over my head.
Whoa.
And she was glowing. If I'm laying this way,
Yeah.
she's
She's,
hovering
like,
over
over-
me. Yeah,
yeah.
so she's
Yeah.
looking at me, and then she's glowing, and then she's like calling me. She's calling me, so then I'm like freaking out because like what the heck is this, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You don't
yeah.
experience
look into
something
the
like that.
light.
You look into the light. Come with me.
Nah.
So obviously it's like you want to move, or you think you're moving, you think you're yelling, and in reality you're not making any noise. I guess like I whimpered loud enough where my mom like kind of ran over and was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." Oh my God! I just saw La Virgencita like glowing over my head. I think she was trying to take me away.
Yeah.
It was time.
Yo, that could have been La Bandolera. I'm gonna be honest, because
Yeah.
they be having stories like La Bandolera, like if you take it, you're still like they personify something that you would think you won't want to go to, and it could be something else.
Good thing I woke up.
Yeah, it could be.
I woke up. I was like, oh.
Yeah, maybe you stop breathing in your sleep. You're just like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes it happens.
Hold
You
up,
know
what?
that they like,
Yeah, and then that wakes you up, right?
yeah, and that wakes you up,
Yeah.
right? There's
Don't
never-
wake up.
Well,
What's up?
Joke.
Yo,
jokey joke.
jokey joke.
You could suffocate in your sleep.
Nah, yeah, that's
She
right.
didn't say anything. She was just there.
Literally kind of like blowing over me and then like maybe even lifting me up. Yeah. So then I'm like, no, I gotta wake up. So I fought tooth and nail.
Yeah.
And do you guys ever get sleep paralysis?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I had it once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had it a couple times. Yeah.
I learned that recently that not everyone gets sleep paralysis, but if you do get it, it's likely that your ancestors were very spiritual, right?
Yo, I had to be Oaxaqueño, bro. Indigenous
Yeah.
roots right there. If you get sleep paralysis, now it's like, yes, I'm indigenous.
That's crazy.
You gotta see the positive side, man. You just gotta.
You don't think it's cool? I think it's cool.
Nah, in the moment you're just like, what the hell?
What the hell? What the hell y'all- nah. But think about it. Like it gives you something to fear. Like in that state, you're scared.
I
right?
don't really
You're-
want to fear.
I don't fear
It makes you
everything,
feel
bro. Fear
alive.
life.
If there's excitement, there's fear. If there's happiness, there's sadness.
He's like, just hear me out. Just hear me
Yeah.
out.
Yo.
Like, but if you do get caught in that, the secret is to move your pinky and your
Yeah.
foot. Yeah.
It's like weird, though. Like if I'm getting sleep paralysis in my chones, bro. I'm like, yo, like. This be roto de stress. I be getting.
The Yeezy Chones.
I be wearing those Yeezy Chones. I make my own. Carlos like, oh, you got Yeezy Chones too.
They're in the back drawer.
every guy has Yeezy Chones. I swear to you, every virgin has a pair of distressed chones that they don't want to throw away.
They're the lucky charm.
Yeah. I feel you keep at least one.
Worst comes to worst, you have safety.
You have the Yeezy Chones. Worst comes to worst, still have the Yeezy Chones. We're the quote of the day.
That's crazy. Actually, I have a question, just random. Would you ever think of like moving out of New York?
I was thinking that the other day, moving out of New York. No, not that I'm gonna do it.
No, but like
Yeah.
thinking like the thought of it. Yeah.
We were lucky to be
He's like,
born.
talk about scary.
That's a
That's-
real
yeah.
scary segment. No, I think we were born in such a great place. We started where people seek to end. Right?
Oh my goodness! Yes,
So,
yes,
Whoa.
Isn't
yeah.
that crazy? Like if someone that was born in another state, another city, they're always trying to move to New York. But we were born here, right? So where else is there to go when you're living in New York? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe my mindset will change.
No.
5 years down the line.
I've had the same conversation with someone else, and they were like, "Yo, you gotta start thinking about it. People want their dream is here. We were lucky enough to be here. Yeah, all the doors are there for us, but it's up to us para echarle ganas."
Also, content creating in New York City, like, who better to show out the city, show off the city, small businesses, like how you're doing, than a person who has been raised here, who knows the ins and outs of the city, who knows how to get here and there, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you already know, like, the city, like the back of your hand, right? So, what better person to show it off than, you know, a person born and raised here, like Carlos?
I think Yeah, that's also a good point because people that move in here sometimes they have like a better advantage. Usually, the people that come to New York are usually people with more money, right?
Yeah.
And then they just highlight the same old places that are either chains or like venture capitalist funded restaurants. But you know what we want to do is just highlight
The small.
smaller places, less known that deserve more love.
Or even the local mom and pop shops have been here for years.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I feel like it's up to us, to help keep supporting them, keep them running, keep them alive, show that they have a voice.
Get
and
the
they're
word
there.
out.
Bring their presence out.
Yeah. Some places they don't even know that social media is a thing, or like they don't know how to use it.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if we can help in any way, it costs $0 to be nice and $0 to help.
I feel like, it's up to us, to get more together, support each other, no competition, no one, just helping each other. And like, we make different content and you make different content. So how can we bring that together and do one and bring that one out? Because everyone has a different way of viewing things.
Yeah, of showing their work.
Yes.
And again, like, it just goes back, like, content creating, and especially in the Latino community, is such a small world that it's like, might as well support everybody that's in it, right? Because we all know each other. And so we should definitely, like, keep supporting each other.
There's definitely a recent movement called, and I learned about this recently too, about counter-influencing, highlighting the local spots that are actually like mom and pop versus places that like are funded, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any advice to maybe the younger generation, even older generation, but somebody who wants to go into content creating like yourself?
My main advice is just be like your genuine self. I think if you're kind, if you're yourself, and especially for content creating.
No, yeah.
If you're yourself in front of the camera, you don't have to fake it. It's not stressful. It's not like when you meet people in person, they're not like, oh, you're different online. Like you're yourself in front of the camera.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool.
Because it's so hard to fake it. Like, you might as well just show who you really are, right? You can't keep up a persona that you're.
Exactly. Yep. But I think that's the main takeaway, especially in the content creating space. In the personal space, advertising. I work in advertising, so I guess just make those networking events, meet people that are like up similar to your background, career choices. Go to those events. Just be persistent, right?
Be persistent, yeah.
Meet people that kind of are in the space that you want to enter. Network.
One last thing, we all have long days. We already talked about how you juggle everything, personal, dance, finance, everything. But what do you remind yourself to keep going?
Oh yeah, on those low times. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you know those
no
big
one
hits.
talks about the low times.
Shit.
There's definitely a lot of low times.
Questioning shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I doing this for?
We're gonna cry now. The crying segment.
So if I'm having one of those days where I'm doubting myself, it's usually nice to just go on a walk, I think. Like go on a long walk, if the weather permits, just like relax, take a deep breath. Sometimes even sleep. I think sleep helps too. Like if you just sleep it off, you'll get rid of all that like just being in that mindset where you're doubting yourself. 'Cause it's a time period like that only lasts maybe like 2-3 hours or a night. But the next day you feel like a new person.
Yeah,
Definitely. Well, thank you again, everyone, for watching, and thank you, Carlos, for being part of our episode. And also make sure to follow
Cultura Los, and make sure to follow
Raices
NYC. And on that note, we're done.
Acabó.